2, 1, and go. Hey.
Oh, the fan.
I saved it.
All right.
Hey.
Welcome to Digital Cortex. We have been... Our last show was like 2 weeks ago.
It's been a while.
Yeah. It's been a second. It's been a hot minute. Last time we had DJ Los on board.
Yeah, give it up for DJ Los.
Wait, there's a sound effect for that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
DJ Los.
I gotta turn it on.
Los with the most.
Where's the fucking effects?
Find it. Push it.
Oh, it's called Soundpad.
Okay.
I'll hit that. And then I do... Okay, say that again.
DJ Los.
Give it up for DJ Los.
There we go. Yeah.
Woo. Yeah. All right. That was fucking stupid. Okay. So, yeah, it's been a hot minute since we recorded, but like a lot has fucking happened in that time, I think.
Yeah, man, we got a little sidetracked, but that's because life happens, and when life happens, you have accidents on roadways. So why don't you tell them about it? Let's talk about your story and why we've been on break for a minute.
Right, for a hot minute. So where did it begin? It was last Wednesday. I was riding my e-bike.
This is morning, right?
Yeah, this is in the
early
morning.
morning.
Early morning. So I work in town, not too far. So I go ahead and I ride my e-bike to work. So I'm riding my e-bike to work, and in this particular spot that I'm riding, the street has ended. It's in a neighborhood.
Okay.
And the street is ended, and there's just a sidewalk path.
Okay.
And to the right of me is dirt and gravel. And the sidewalk has like a ledge leading to that,
Okay.
And then it meets up with the road again a while down it.
So this is just like a walkway path.
Yes.
Okay.
But this one is overgrown with trees and bushes. Like the city's not keeping up with it.
Yeah.
So if anything, it's the city's fault. Because what I was doing, I was on my e-bike going about 20 miles per hour.
Pretty fast.
Yeah.
Really fast.
And
for a bike.
So as I'm going down this path, I'm trying to avoid these trees and bushes on my left.
Yeah.
So I start just riding on the edge of that sidewalk.
Okay.
And so the tire slipped right into the gravel.
So you hit gravel going pretty fast.
Yeah, so as the tire was slipping, I hit the gravel, hit it real fast, and I turned slightly to the left, which pushed the tire into this ledge, this sidewalk ledge.
Yeah.
So the e-bike slid out of me, went right into the gravel, and spun around there for a bit. And then I flew forward to the left.
The opposite way, yeah.
Into the sidewalk.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You think it would have been better to go to the right? The rocks?
Yeah. Because I feel like if I might have had more control, hit it towards the gravel.
Yeah.
And slowed the bike down.
Yeah.
And then got back on the sidewalk or something. Definitely.
Go ahead. Keep going.
But that's not what happened.
Yeah. You went into cement, which is tough.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that's okay. Yeah. And so when you hit, what did you land first, on your shoulder or
my face?
Whoa. Face first, dude.
Yeah.
Did you see it going kind of in slow mo? You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah.
So I was on the when I was on the bike and I'm holding the handlebars, I don't remember a lot afterwards, but I remember being on the bike holding the handlebars, when all that happened and I felt myself trying to correct the left when I should just kept going right, that's when I knew it was like, oh, fuck, I fucked up. I'm going down. And I was like, oh, shit. And so I knew I was flying. And I knew I was like, oh, this is going to fucking hurt. And then that's it.
Somehow time slows down. It's weird.
Well, because my brain pretty much turned off. I ended up with a minor concussion. So the one thing that really saved my head, because after that I landed on my left side. So I had a contusion in my thigh, my left thigh, and then I rolled. So I had a contusion in my right shoulder and elbow.
Yeah.
And then I had a minor concussion.
Wait, you weren't wearing your helmet?
I was.
Oh, I was going to say, like, I thought you always had a helmet on.
I wear a full-faced helmet. And so you're not going to...
I could see some scratches on the top.
Yeah, you could see some scratches all over the helmet. Mm-hmm. You could see the dents where the face here.
Dude, it would have been way worse if you didn't have that, huh?
It was so much worse. Like, my head would have been cracked open.
Ooh.
For sure. Because you can see, like, the areas where it hit and it pulled off the plastic here. And you can see the big... I mean, this shit's hard to scratch. Oh, and this. So when you hit a guard...
Yeah.
So what this is like what do they call this? Like a bill? Like a little sunshade?
Yeah.
A sun visor? So normally on bicycle helmets and motorcycle helmets, when they have these, they're hinged. And if sometimes the middle will have its own screw. So what this is normally this screw would be so that this part was all the way down, right?
Yeah.
And then you screw it in. So the idea is if you have an impact, you don't want this visor stuck in place and to tweak the way you're going to land.
Yeah, you want to like kind of break apart.
So what it does is it pushes downwards, and you see the screws moved here.
Yeah.
So all that force was like, try to pull it back. It's pretty stuck in there. So you have to hit it pretty hard to get it to where it was.
Yeah.
Pushed all the way in.
So that's like a impact feature of the helmet. It's pretty smart.
And then when you're in a crash like that on one of these helmets, you can't here if you wanted to take a look. But you can't reuse a helmet like this afterwards because the internal foams and stuff could be bent up. Yeah. And so it wouldn't be as effective.
You already damaged some of the internal parts in it. So you're supposed to replace them. A lot of people will reuse them, especially helmets. But yeah, you're right. You're supposed to. It's the same thing with car seats. You're supposed to do the same thing. Mm-hmm. That's why you're never supposed to buy a used car seat or they won't take them at donation, like Goodwill and shit. They don't take those.
Right.
But yeah, that's crazy, dude. That helmet saved your life. Then shit.
Oh yeah. Definitely. So what happened though was my glasses inside my helmet. When I ripped off my helmet, I don't remember ripping it off. I just remember a lot of blood just because I bitten up the inside of my cheek. Oh. So I had a lot of blood everywhere in my mouth. And I was spitting out lots of blood. My nose was bleeding. My nose hurt. It was like a ringing, like I got slapped in the face.
Yeah.
Or just like punched real hard in the face or something.
Yeah.
Like everything felt like that. There was a big scar, like bruised down my cheek from my glasses coming down.
Yeah.
They pushed on my face and just like pushed my tissues downwards on my left face. And that bruised up my cheekbone here. So it's a contusion on that, they said.
Yeah.
My nose. And this whole part of my face under my cheek and my nose and my front upper teeth, they're all numb. And they've been numb since.
Really? They stayed that way?
Yeah. I saw a doctor recently and they said they don't think it's anything nerve damage or anything because I could still maneuver my face in all these different positions.
Yeah.
So they said it should just go away with. It could take up to a month.
It's just bruising.
Yeah, just bruising. bruised on my eye. So my eye strains really easy.
Your inner like cheek and stuff still feel like...
No, the cheek was like the first thing to heal.
the cheek gets over it right away, huh?
Like I feel like a big indentation of the amount of cheek that I chewed off.
Ooh, that chunky bit.
You might be able to see it a little bit.
Oh, okay. But your mouth heals so fast. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is like, that's like a survival fucking thing. Because you got a fucked up mouth, you can't eat.
You can't eat.
If you don't eat, you die.
Yeah, very much.
So it's pretty much an evolutionary thing when your gums and stuff. But dude, just imagine like boxers and stuff like that getting punched in the face. Mm-hmm. Like, how does their mouth feel after they're done?
Dude, I don't even want to.
You don't even want to think about it.
I had a small little bicycle crash in it, and then that fucked me up.
Yeah, so like 12 round fucking boxing match where they just kept getting punched in the face.
Can't. No.
A lot of these guys will go to the hospital afterwards. Like they have to be like UFC fighters. Even if they win, they'll end up in the hospital.
That's why I wouldn't do it. I don't want to get punched in the face.
People don't realize these people are fucking themselves up. And then you're over here complaining that it went 5 rounds. You're like, this is bullshit.
That's a good point. That's a real good point.
Yeah, like people don't understand. Like you just got a little taste of it, huh? And it like you're like, no. These guys are psychopaths. But yeah, dude, the helmet is such a big, like, especially with e-bikes. I think, you know what? And that has been increasing. There has been numbers around like the increased amounts of like crashes from e-bikes and scooters because some of the people operating on them are just going too fast or they don't know how to use it. I think, and it could just be accidents like you've been using yours for how many months? Like,
well, it's been about almost a year now.
Yeah.
Because I got it right after the summer.
Yeah, and you've been fine the whole time. But it's just that one thing or that one accident, you know, just trips up and boom, boom, boom. Like,
I know.
Then just imagine a lot of people don't take the precautions you took with the helmet.
Yeah, so I was down the street from where I was working, and so my coworkers came and picked me up.
Were you laying there, or do you remember, like, if you got up and, like, found your bike? Or
I do remember sitting and calling Crystal, like, 20 times, and she didn't answer shit.
She was asleep. It was early.
Fucking dogs. So, yeah, it was still pretty early for her.
Yeah.
And, let's see. So, I do remember spitting up a lot of blood. I remember somebody riding their bike on the trail, and I just felt like I was in the way. So I kind of tried to get up and scoot out of the way. And that's when I realized my leg hurt so fucking bad.
Oh my God. Did they talk to you at all? It just rolled by.
My glasses, they scratched my eye on the way down.
Oh, because they scratched across your face?
They scratched the eyeball.
Wow.
Yeah. So I had double vision immediately.
Yeah.
I couldn't see anything. I was like, is my eyeball in my face? I thought like my eye was like fucking broken.
Oh shit. Yeah.
You know, like, is it twisted into a certain position or is it fallen out of its socket? And I looked at it. It was like just red.
Yeah. Yeah. You sent that picture. Yeah. And it had a red spot on your eye.
It was really bad. And so, I had to close my eye to get out of the way, and I looked at my bike. The handlebars were twisted.
So you haven't been able to use your bike since?
The kickstand was pushed into the disc brakes and the tire.
Oh, no way. So you don't think it could be repaired? Or?
I don't know. I have to check to see if they damaged it, but I know the kickstand I was able to... I pushed it back into place just so I could move the fucking bike. It's so heavy.
Yeah.
I shredded through my pants, and my wallet has like a little metal emblem on it. It was like shredded.
Wow.
Yeah. And it even pushed so much pressure on that through my wallet into the credit cards that were inside and dented the credit cards.
Yeah.
That little metal emblem at the front.
Yeah, dude, you were basically in like a car accident.
Yeah. And so coworkers took me to the hospital.
So they were driving by and they saw you.
So I was calling one of them to let them know I wasn't going to be able to make it to the site.
Oh, okay.
And that's when they
came and got you.
They're like, "Oh my God, do you need help?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I don't know why my brain's thought is like, "Oh, I should just tell them I'm not going to make it today." My team needs to know I'm not going to be there.
Not 911.
Right. So they came by to pick up my bike because that was my concern, I think. Like, even if I called an ambulance, they're not going to fucking throw my bike in the back.
I hope they would. They better. They better do something for me.
I'm paying a lot for this ride.
I know, right? You guys, I'm paying your salary. No, I don't know.
So we go to the local hospital, and then
they did the full workup and checked you out and checked bones.
They did.
And stuff.
They checked me. They brought in an X-ray machine. I didn't even know they did that. Like,
because you're still
just
like,
wheel in an X-ray machine. It's like battery powered X-ray machine.
Oh yeah, dude. Everything is
just taking an X-ray I'm like in the first room. As soon as you walk in past the doors to the ER, I'm like in the first ER room there.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
I can hear people conversating. Like I can hear my coworkers there and my wife coming in.
Yeah.
You know? And then so they did that. They just asked me like how much I remembered, if I had blacked out, if I had taken a nap, you know?
Yeah.
Because they were just concerned on how badly
your brain
concussed I was.
Yeah.
They came up with just a minor concussion, which I guess is good. Like the light sensitivity was just so bad.
Yeah.
I couldn't look at screens for a couple of days. It was just so out of it. And my eye I had to put ointment in my eye to prevent infection because the scratch was deep enough to where it was concerning to have a gaping hole in my eye, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, not gaping, but a scratch.
your retinas and your eye and shit. That's not places you usually get scratches either.
No.
But that's like another thing too. They heal really fast.
They do. So it was like a 4 to 7 day healing process. I had to put the ointment in. But even now, like when I am looking really fast in a certain direction, your eye moves first, but it's like a muscle strain still. Like, it gives me like a spike of pain. And then again, I'm numb in this part of my face. Still, which fucking sucks. It's like flossing after you've been to the dentist where they still numb you. You know?
Yeah.
Or they've ever done that when they clean your teeth and they floss you while you're still numb and shit.
Oh yeah, you can't feel your cheek at all. And
or your lip. It's been like that for a week, man. It's the fucking worst.
For some reason, I have a weird tolerance to their pain numbing medicine or whatever. So when they give me the shot, they always come back and they're like, "Can you feel this?" And they'll start poking something, and I'm like, "Ow!" They're like, "All right, let's do it again." And so they give me another and then another, and so I end up having to take a lot of these fucking shots anytime I have to get numbed. But yeah. So then it ends up like either like being like numb for a long time or whatever. And then you're like, well, I guess I'm just going to live the rest of my life like this, you know? Like, I don't know why. You're like, what if it stays like this? You start having like,
well, that's my thoughts. That's what it is for me now. Yeah. It stayed like that.
You're going through that, like, I guess this is my life now. You know, like,
exactly.
I hate when you're like touching it and you're like, come on, wake up. Yeah. You gotta,
especially my tooth. Cause I do feel like it's not as numb as it used to be, but I think I definitely hit this front tooth real hard somewhere. Yeah, so you might have bit down. It hurts. And then you bit down on your cheek too as you were falling. So then you're like, your bite was like probably off centered, you know, because you have like, fucking chunk of skin in your teeth and like, probably just fucked up your bite. Dude, no, I know that I spit out tissue.
Yeah.
When I spit, I chomped off a whole fucking section of my cheek.
Yeah, I can imagine, dude.
Like I just took that meat out. Like it fucking sucked.
I have the same thing, dude. Like my cheeks.
Oh, my jaw was in so much pain. I couldn't even eat.
Yeah, you probably got your...
it was hard to eat. Like, I remember eating so little and so slowly.
I would probably do the same thing. I'd probably bite my cheek because I've bitten my cheek just like chewing something.
Chewing,
yeah. I've bitten a sandwich and then and then just bite my fucking own cheek. So yeah, I would have definitely did the same thing because I have the same. I've bitten my cheek so hard. Oh my god, dude! I've bitten my cheek so hard where it gives me like one tear like comes down my eye, dude. Like because like the pain just instantly causes it. It's not even like. It's like involuntary, like it just tear comes out, dude, because of the pain.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have probably done the same thing. But that's crazy, man. That was crazy, freaking tumble, dude. You don't even know how you tumbled either, huh? Because you just kind of you hit your head first, so then everything else kind of just happened, huh?
Yeah. So I hit my head, and then just as you said, and everything else just.
Yeah, but you were still.
I strained out the tire on that bike. I got it to the coworker's car. I limped my way to the seat, and they took me to the ER. They did all the tests and shit, and then went to the optometrist the same day.
Oh, okay.
I went to go lay down.
That's good. I mean, you did everything you're supposed to.
Yeah.
For sure. You got the full workup. They did everything at the ER, and then they checked your eye deeper and everything. So that's pretty good. I mean, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the helmet, dude. That's the lifesaver right there, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I had the helmet, man. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, dude. You'd probably be, like, who knows, dude? You would have got knocked upside the head pretty good, and then you can get brain swelling and, like, all the fucking, they have to crack your skull open so they can let it breathe. And, like, yeah, dude, it can get pretty bad with these accidents. Like, that's what people have to go through in, like, car wrecks, where they hit their fucking head on the steering wheel or the head goes through the windshield because they weren't wearing a seatbelt. Or now it's just at like 18, 20 miles an hour. Just imagine 50, 60, 80.
Damn.
100.
No.
Yeah.
No. All right. Let's talk about something else.
I'm just saying like, that's why they're so bad, those accidents. And then, it's just it's gnarly, man. People don't realize, you're driving this fucking vehicle and the e-bike seems so innocent too. Like it doesn't even seem like it's capable of fucking you up like that. But when you let me test drive it, and I was like, oh yeah, it doesn't feel fast when you're going fast. Like when you're going fast, you're like, oh, okay. But then when you have to slow down, that's when you're like, oh shit. Like at least for me, that was oh shit. I was like, oh, this is taking a while.
Oh no, for sure. Yeah, they're just like they're not hydraulic brakes. Like if I had hydraulic brakes, it'd probably be way better. But they're just these disc brakes.
Not so much like I didn't like the braking. I just saying like when you start slowing down.
That's what it is. Is you are going so fast, and when you have to hit these brakes like at full. And it takes like seconds for it to actually stop.
Well, that's when I realized that I was going that fast is when I started slowing down. I was like, oh, this is normal speed. Like what I was just doing was fucking flying, like that's what they kind of say about the Teslas. They just take off so fast. It doesn't feel the same. Like you're going faster than you think you are. So I feel like the electric bikes, electric cars are kind of similar in that way, where at least with an engine, you have like a revving, like I think it's more like your built-in kind of like sensory to tell you, oh, we're going faster. You can hear the higher RPMs, like with engines. So you kind of hear that humming and you're like, oh, I'm going fat. Like these are all like things that we built into our subconscious. And with the e-bike, you don't get any of that.
Right.
You don't get any indications. You're just flying at fucking lightning speed.
Yeah.
Which is cool. It's awesome, but it's also like you're missing those little like, but to escape with what you escaped with, it's a miracle, It could be definitely, you could have broke something, you could have broken an arm. Or
I know.
You could have broke a knee, a cap or something, like at least you know how to tumble, like
I guess so, yeah.
Because you just went down and maybe hitting your head first made you relax too, like, because you just went, you just kind of went with it. Like, whereas maybe if you would have hit an arm or something, you would have tried to reach out and put your hand down or something. Like, yeah, it's almost like you're your tumble kind of saved you too. It's like what they say about like drunk drivers. Like the drunk drivers, they always live, you know, when they get in the accident, because they're fucking just like, they're just kind of going with the fucking flow. They're not really trying to tense up, and the people that tense up are just like, especially if they see it happening, dude.
Oh yeah, and they're more conscious for it.
It's hard to not tense up. You can't just be like, I'm in an accident, you know, like you can't. I don't think anybody could like make themselves like go into a relaxed state, you know. If they saw that going down, they would instantly tense up, which is, you know, the wrong thing to do, unfortunately. But that's just what your response would be. But yeah, man, at least you came out of it, you know, pretty, other than the numbing and the fucking head trauma and shit, that at least you don't have a fucking stutter or something, you know, like,
I know.
It could have been way worse.
It really could have.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the good thing about it, at least. If there's any good part about being in a bicycle accident, right?
Most definitely.
Not much to be glad about. Yeah. You know, it sucks. But yeah, that's gnarly, dude. I knew it was bad, but I wanted to wait until we talked on here to find out, you know, like I wanted to, you know, get the whole, like, sit down, and because I could have texted you and then got bits and pieces, but to hear the whole story is like better that way, you know. But
yeah, I'm still in pain.
You know, if I would have flew off of that bike, I don't know why, I would have been like looking around to see if anybody saw me, dude. Like I get so embarrassed, dude. Like I fell off my bike going to school one day. It was stupid. Because I would ride my bike every day, and this was like junior high. So I'm already like, you know, getting up there and like trying to be cool or whatever. Like, yeah, man, people are watching me, you know, like, so like I had my hands on the bike or whatever. And, I was sitting, but then I kind of went up and kind of was standing, you know, you're kind of standing pedaling, but I was just kind of like holding the pedals and just kind of rolling like that. And then I only had one strap on my arm. So I reached back to put like the other strap on while I was standing up and holding one hand. And I don't know, I hit a rock or something and I went poof, and I just flew over my bike while I was in this fucking position. I got one hand behind my back trying to get my backpack strap, and I got one hand, I went like, whoa, I just like kind of flew. And same thing, dude, like I wasn't going as fast as you, but I know I landed on my neck or my shoulder or whatever the fuck it was, like, but I wasn't worried about any of that. I was like, did anybody see, dude? Because I was so close to school. There was people walking around.
Just too embarrassed.
Yeah, I was so fucking embarrassed, dude. Like, and I know somebody was like, "Are you okay?" And I just jumped back on my bike. I'm like, "I'm fine." And I just started pedaling so I can go park my bike, dude. And I'm like, oh, you know, like. In like so much pain. I remember, dude, I don't know what I hurt, but for some reason when you're a kid, dude, you're able to like just overcome like traumatic like fucking falls, dude, quicker. So I don't even remember having anything lasting. Who knows? I probably fucking cracked my head. I didn't wear no bicycle helmets, but yeah, dude, I can only imagine going as fast as you were, because I was just kind of cruising it at probably like 1 mile an hour, you know, like I wasn't going 20, you know.
You know, if it wasn't for that full face helmet too, because like I had been debating since it started getting hotter to just not wear this helmet anymore and switch over to like my regular bicycle helmet. Mm-hmm. Like, and damn, that if I was wearing that regular bicycle helmet, man,
you would have face planted.
It would have been like wearing nothing.
And then you would have had blood and shit coming from your face, like your cheek. It would have
been fucked.
Yeah, you could have a broken cheekbone or something. Like, yeah, dude. I feel like with e-bikes, you gotta treat it like a motorcycle, which is what you did. That's a motorcycle helmet. So like, yeah, dude, you had the right idea for the protection. The only reason
I want to keep wearing it was not because of like
safety.
I was thinking, but safety I always think about like in the back of my mind. So it's like, yeah, this is the obvious, wear a helmet.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to ride this without a helmet. But I I was going to switch back to the bicycle helmet because the main reason I got the full faced one to begin with was because I was looking for a face shield for the winter time because it was so cold, the wind's in my face.
Yeah.
So I wanted that to make sure I could actually see because my eyes would just get watery.
Yeah, that's what I worry about with like, I remember I was driving a rental car and I had a convertible and you kind of get air in your face. And I'm like, dude, what if I got something in my eye while I'm driving on the freeway, dude? And I'm like, I can't fucking see, you know, like it would be dangerous, you know, like, so I was wearing glasses a lot when I was driving that car and it was fun for a while, but then after a while I was like, nah, I don't like this convertible bullshit. It's kind of, I'm over it. And like, yeah, I can't even imagine. And then it just made me think about like guys on motorcycles and shit flying on the freeway and shit and getting like a little rock pebble hitting them in the face or something. Dude, that's gotta suck.
Oh my God, right?
That's gotta suck, dude. Like I have 3 marks on my truck, like windshield of like same spot I've gotten hit with a rock. I can't even imagine getting hit with the rock on the freeway on a motorcycle in the face. Dude, like, holy shit. Some of those guys don't even wear helmets.
Right.
They're just wearing fucking bandanas and shit and maybe some glasses. But they don't wear anything. They don't wear that. Like, if I get a bike, I'm wearing that. I'm wearing the helmet you got over there, dude. With the face shield and everything, dude. Like,
yeah.
I'm not trying to get...
I have to look for a new one. I'm trying to look for one that's a little bit better than that one.
A little bit more safety.
Yeah, because technically this isn't. This is not rated to be a chin guard.
Oh, it's not.
No, it comes off. It's just a hard plastic piece.
Yeah.
So the helmet is like this this open faced style.
Yeah.
But it looks cooler with the chin guard, and it helps prevent the wind as much.
And it gives you some protection because it protected you.
It gave me a shit ton of protection compared to like not having it.
Yeah.
And you can see all of the scratch on that left side.
Oh yeah, dude. You look like fucking Shredder over here, dude. All these marks.
Yeah, man. And this dent here, I don't know what fucking rock I hit. Oh, you know what? That's why. I don't know if it was me pulling my helmet off with my glasses in it or if it was this. So whatever rock or something I hit pushed on the visor, and it tweaked it. Because I remember it was stuck in like half open, half off. But halfway inside. Was inside. Like this one was pushed out, and I think I accidentally pushed it back into place. But picking it up. But this side piece was like pulled out because it got tweaked so hard and pushed in. So
you had it down at the time?
Yeah, I had it down.
Oh. So you think you keep riding the e-bike, or you think you want to do a regular bike?
Oh yeah, I can see that it's all tweaked up too. But I think I would go. I want to go back to a regular bike.
No, you like the e-bike.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just looking at all the inside damage for what it is.
It's one of those things, man. You woke up in the morning, you didn't know you were going to be in an accident. You got ready like a normal day. You know, I always think about like, could have there been something that like would have stopped this from happening? You know,
yeah,
like
I think about that too.
Yeah.
So I could have took a different street for sure. Stayed on a street.
You don't normally
in a bike lane in the street.
You don't normally take that route. That's a different route for you.
It's a different route.
Oh, okay.
Google had suggested it, so I was like, okay.
Do you usually take it? Have you taken it before?
No.
Oh, fuck. So you've never taken this route. So it was a new route. Wow. Okay, this is interesting. So you added a different element to your equation of driving to work, and you weren't ready for that scenario, and you were going pretty pretty fast for a new area. Yeah. So that could have just been it then. It was just a change of roads and air. But you got pretty chunky wheels too, man. When I rode on that thing, like that thing has a lot of grip.
That's what I was saying. I could have stayed in the gravel. Had I stayed in the gravel
and not turned
and not like accidentally tried to turn back, because my back tire was still on the sidewalk for that brief moment before it all gave out. I think if I just committed,
just went straight and then came back,
not tried to stay on the sidewalk, or maybe even just went through the fucking bushes and just let that hit me in the face, because it wouldn't have mattered with the full face helmet.
Right.
I was like, oh, but I don't want my arm to be itchy.
Instead, you got a fucked up eye and cheek missing.
Could have had an itchy
It's all
arm.
those little decisions, dude. Like,
A little bit of scratches on my arm, and just been done with it.
And you would have been complaining about that. You would have been like, man, the fucking
bushes hit me in the arm.
Not knowing that in this alternate universe, this other Steven fucking avoided the bushes and fell into the fucking...
Dude, and there's an alternate universe version of this Steven that didn't wear the helmet and that wore the bicycle helmet instead with the sunglasses. Oh my God.
Or he didn't wear any helmet at all. And he's still fucked up. Yeah, dude. So weird. Like these little
harsh life.
These little decisions, dude. Like, so that was the biggest one then, just going a different route. Yeah, that's crazy. I was trying to figure out what was different about this day. Like, would there have been any signs in the morning? Like, did you think about not going to work that day? Or anything?
Did.
See? Why? Dude, God damn.
I did.
I feel like we know something bad's going to happen.
I didn't want to go to work
me.
that day. I felt like I just didn't feel it.
Do you think we know? Do you think we know?
But I was already dressed.
But I'm saying, like, do you think we somehow know that something bad is coming and that's why we have this weird feeling? Well, we don't. And sometimes we ignore it and then that bad thing happens. But sometimes we accept it. We're like, yeah, I'm not going to go. And then you avoid that one thing that would have happened to you or something.
But I don't know. What if because that was a Wednesday and I would have gone back through that same, I probably would have took that same bath.
But maybe you don't slip. Maybe you don't take that churn the same way, Yeah,
like, but then it would have just been scenario one. I went to work and...
So you think eventually, like, if you would have got comfortable taking this path, you would have ended up... Unless
that same day, they cut the bushes.
Back. They cut it. They were actually coming that same day to cut them. And then now. Yeah. So if you go down there now, it's probably all cleaned up and you're like, fucking shit, I just missed it by a day.
I know, right? Ugh, do I want that on myself in the back of my mind, thinking like, oh damn, one day I missed it by one day.
I just think about, I like to sometimes replay scenarios or replay things that even positive, even not just negative, but sometimes positive things. Like, what did I do? Is there something I did? I had this feeling. Did I respond to that feeling, or did I know something? So what made you not feel like you wanted to go to work? It was just like a weird feeling. You're like, yeah, I don't feel like.
It was just waking up and seeing all the dogs like just resting in the beds and everyone else just so peaceful. And I probably had gone too high the night before, and I was just like just zoned out and tired.
So you just
and even after my shower, I was just tired. I was just like,
I'll go. I'm fine.
Go.
Yeah, it's better if I go. You talk yourself into it for sure. But then it's like, how do you know which ones are which? How do you know if it's just I'm being a bitch or if it's just like something bad's coming? And
the other thing too is like, I would venture out. I usually would have a coworker that would pick me up.
Yeah.
But when we'd start at a later time for the day. So this day we were supposed to start earlier. So I just started my day earlier, and she hadn't messaged me and was off the previous day. So I just assumed she wasn't working again. And
so you were going to get a ride with...
I most likely would have had the option for a ride had I...
So there was a couple of outs you had with this day, dude. Mm-hmm. That's so weird. Everything had to fall in place for you to fucking take this tumble.
Had it started, because we were starting at this site at 6:30 and we usually start at 8. But we were told to be there at 6:30 for today, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna get up and go. And I didn't hear from her.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'll just ride my bike.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so interesting. I don't know. It's the situation though, like when you break down everything step by step, I think so there's something to that. I don't know what it means or what you could do with that information or if it even matters, but it's just something I think about sometimes, like the decisions, the universe is pulling me this way. Should I go this way? Should I listen? Or am I just being stupid? Or am I supposed to overcome this feeling? It's all these like little thoughts in your head, or at least that I have with myself sometimes. If I really don't feel something, I'm like, I'm not going to do it. Like I do kind of listen to that, but I don't know if that's actually avoiding something, or like, I wouldn't have, if I don't go, then I won't get in that fender bender and I won't have to fucking do this or that or whatever, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's all that. I don't know if I go that deep, but I just like, I don't know. It's interesting. The scenarios and everything that goes into like something that happens, like you had 2 different situations that could have happened other than what actually did happen. You could have just took your normal route. You could have not went to work that day. You already kind of felt it. You could have actually got a ride with somebody, like you had all these other things. So it's just so weird. Does that ever happen? Like where you have multiple things like that in one day, like you could have done other than not normally, right?
Not normally. Yeah. Not that many. No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Which is kind of weird. That's another weird thing about that day. I feel like these days are, but anyways, I mean, at the end of the day, it wasn't that bad, at least, everything seems to be pretty minor, you might have fucked up your brain a little bit, but I've taken some hard fucking hits to the head too. So I think you'll be okay with some fucking herbal medications.
Oh yeah.
It does actually help heal the brain. So.
You know what? At first, actually, it wasn't helpful.
No.
Because I did smoke just a little bit because I didn't want to overdo it. It's just the drying on my eye.
It was drying your eyes? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That probably hurt. Did it feel like you had a scratch lens? Like, could you like move your eye around and feel that little scratch?
I don't think so.
Because I feel like
I don't know. For me, it's just like the strain on my...
It was the muscle.
But I was keeping it pretty moist with antibiotics. Like I had to put antibiotic ointment on my eyeball.
Oh, wow.
Like an ointment.
That's crazy. Like drops. You just put them straight?
Not drops. Ointment from a tube.
Like a lotion.
Yeah, like
you rubbed it into your eye?
I had to create a little pocket under my eyelid, and I'd put like
you
a
squirt
quarter.
It in there?
You put it like half an inch on your finger, and you scrape it into your eyelid.
Whoa!
And then you blink it into your eye, and it spreads the ointment around.
Oh, as you blink, it kind of...
Yeah. But it's like a greasy ointment, like...
Oily.
Like fucking... What's that shit? Neosporin?
Okay.
So it's like Neosporin, but...
Like a Vaseline or something?
Right, like a Vaseline type ointment.
Okay, like a lubricant then.
Yeah, not like a cream, you know. And like...
Interesting.
That sucked because it would make my eye blurry.
Because you had like a...
You have like a film over your eye.
Thin layer of fucking shit.
Fucking like ointment.
Yeah. So you're looking through like a fuzzy, fuzzy glass.
It was because they were just wanting to prevent infection. That's what they worry about when you have a deep enough scratch on your eyeball.
So did they take pictures or anything? Did they show you like...
No. But how they knew was they put a dye in my eye, like a fluorescent dye.
Oh,
and then they looked with like a black light.
So they looked at it in the dark?
Yeah, to see where the fluorescent eye drops like get caught in.
Yeah. Because
they'll get caught in any like open surfaces on the eye.
And then it'll be
whereas
bright.
The rest would just like drip on down to your tear ducts. So that's my thought about it. I know I didn't ask them, but that's what they did. And then he looked into my eye with a black light.
Yeah.
They did that at the ER and they did that at the optometrists in the same day. So they both looked at it and they both, came to the same agreement on it. And I think that was important because I couldn't remember where I heard this, but one place is better to go than the other with eyes. And I couldn't remember who. So I was like, they said to follow up with an optometrist anyway. So I'm just going to do the soonest appointment I can. And it was the same day.
Nice.
So we just went.
It's probably pretty rare for them. They don't probably usually get people that come in the same day as their accident.
I know.
Like you were like on the ball, dude.
I know. And then I had a follow-up a week later.
Yeah.
And they pretty much said everything was fine.
That's good.
And my doctor too was like, well, after everything and the way your face is moving and your consciousness, doesn't sound like I didn't have like throbbing headaches after the first couple of days.
That's good.
And I guess like I could still have that if I had like brain bleeding or something.
Ooh, yeah.
So, and then if my face wouldn't move the way it does right now, then they would think nerve damage. So she said that they would normally do a CT, but if the ER felt that they didn't need to do CT, and everything she said pretty much didn't seem like a CT was
needed,
necessary.
Yeah. She
said she gave me the choice. And so I was like, well, I don't want to do that right now anyway. So no.
Yeah, I don't want to pay for that.
Yeah. Shit's expensive.
No, I think, you probably made the right call.
But, if my doctor, medical professional is letting me decide if I want it or not, because she doesn't think she needs it to say I'm okay.
Yeah.
But they don't they can't just say that.
I think they got away, especially when it comes with brain injuries and stuff like that. I think they've gotten away with hard recommendations because my friend got pulled into jury duty. And he kept he did the thing where he was like, I don't want to fucking do it. Like he wrote a note from his employer, like he did it all and they still picked him. Like, I think they want the people that don't want to be there, like if you say you want to be there, I don't think you get picked. I think that's the trick. Like you have to tell them you want to be there and then they won't pick you. But yeah, he kept telling them no. And then they picked him and the case was a skateboarder, kid, hit his head on the fucking pavement or whatever, went in and he went to the ER and they checked him out and they sent him home. And then later that night he was fucking, I don't know, he woke up in the middle of the night like fucking screaming or something and they took him back in. He ended up having brain swelling and he died.
Oh shit.
And yeah, so they were saying the doctors sent him home and they shouldn't have. And so it was a whole fucking, the fucking whatever against the doctors lawsuit to malpractice or whatever. They should have never sent him home. He had brain bleeding and all that shit. That's why it made me think of your story or your situation. Like they probably don't want to tell you, no, you can't do, or you don't need that. Instead, they're like, well, if you want to, you can. It's up to you. Like we'll leave it up to you, and that way they don't get in trouble. Saying that, hey, we recommended this or we asked him if he wanted this. He said no. Like they could always say that, but. Just a sad story, fucking kid just hits his head, you see kids, skateboarders fall all the time, and he happened to be the one that fucking got brain bleeding and shit. But
damn, those
head injuries are sometimes they're under disguised or, you don't feel them right away, it could be like a week later or something. So, but like you said, you're feeling better. So that's good. Like it's not as serious,
no,
at least seemingly.
There's like a flashing of white light in the lower peripheral of my eye, but both the doctor and the optometrist said those. It will go away eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be like this for like a month of healing.
Yeah. Yeah, vision's one of those things you don't think about or worry about until you have something like kind of fuck it up. And then you're like, whoa, man, I kind of need these eyes.
Right.
Like I got poked in the eye one time, dude, like playing basketball, dude. And I was like, oh, fucking shit, dude. It was one of those pokes where you can't see. you know, like your eye goes fucking blind for a second, dude. And I was like, kept blinking and shit. And I was like, fuck, dude. And then you start thinking, like, what if this fucking lasts? What if I can never see again? On this
Holy
fucking
shit. No. Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
I thought like, my retina's detached or something.
Yeah, you get those weird thoughts. And you're like, fuck, I can't fucking... And then you just keep blinking and you keep messing with your eye and shit. And,
my God, I babied my eye for so long. It's like, it's okay, little eye.
Come on, buddy. We're okay.
Sunglasses and hat out. Because, like, my face was bruised up for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And every time I take a picture, my phone would eliminate the blemishes of my face. Like, it would smooth out my face. Like the AI in the phone that the auto, every time I take a picture, it auto corrects the image.
So you couldn't get a picture.
So I couldn't get a good picture of what my face really looked like because my fucking phone was trying to beautify me.
So take those blemishes out of there, buddy. Speaking of, did you want me to post that picture that you sent me of your face? Was that a good one?
Yeah, you can.
I'll put it on there. I'll show if anyone wants to see.
Yeah, you dropped that with the new episode announcement.
I'll put it out there. I'll be like, this is what we're talking about. This is the damage. You can see some of the bruising around your eye at the time.
Yeah, my cheek too.
Yeah, right under your eye, it kind of looked purple.
Yeah, it was purple.
Yeah, so it'll be better if I show.
And it wasn't purple right away. Yeah. Like it's gradually got that way.
Yeah, it takes a minute.
And now it's gradually leaving.
Yeah,
it's still there a little bit.
Yeah, you can still see it. Yeah, I can see the mark right there. Dude, it must have been your glasses, huh? They just dug into your fucking eye. Oh, yeah. Huh? Yeah. When you showed me that picture, I was trying to think, man, how did he hit his fucking... Because I knew what kind of helmet you had, but I didn't know if a rock flew up or what. Like, he fell into some bushes or something and got poked or, like... So it was... But yeah, now that you say it's your glasses, that makes sense. That's the closest thing to your face.
Right.
It actually kind of worked against you in that kind of situation. You probably would have been better off with some contacts, huh? Then it wouldn't have scratched you.
I don't know, yeah. Like, maybe I would have been finer with contacts as long as, like... Oh, dude, and that's the other fucking thing. Like, my pants were ripped from the gravel and everything. But I also must have hit so hard in my shoe that my shoelace ripped at the bottom. Mm. So, like that first lace that goes through the holes. So the line, that ripped in half. So my shoelace ripped open. My shoes were tied decently tight on just a one knot. And
one knot bunny.
Those stayed tied. My shoes stayed tied, but they ripped open. The shoelaces failed.
That was some force, dude.
That was some fucking force for sure. It was on my left leg, and that's the leg that hurt real bad. My these two fingers, my ring finger and my pinky on my left hand, they also hurt. Like the grip strength is gone from.
Were you wearing your ring too?
And my ring got scuffed up as well. It got shredded.
Yeah, on the pavement, huh? But dude, just imagine if that was on the road, though, man.
And I had a glove on too.
That probably helped.
So I did have a scrape on right here, and on this arm.
Oh, I see it.
Well, that's bruising from the needles. They had to give me a tetanus shot.
Oh, they asked if you had one. You're like,
they take.
It's so dumb because they'll be like, "Have you had a tetanus shot?" And then if you say no, they're gonna give you a shot. If you say yes, they're like, well, how long ago was it? Well, we'll just give you another one. So, like, it doesn't matter.
Because you don't know.
Yeah, because nobody remembers the last time.
Well, I'm going to remember now because it was...
2023.
Yeah, it's 2023.
Yeah.
When's the last time you had it? July of 2023.
Yeah.
I won't forget that.
And then they'll still say, like, well, because it's better off just taking another one.
They really told me that several times. Is like, it's good for 5 years. So 5 to 7 years or something. So then... if you happen to need it again, that's the next time you're going to get it.
Yeah.
There you go. We found some rusty bolts in the yard. We were digging up one of the trees, giving it some water path. And Crystal went to go reach them. I was like, don't touch those. She's like, why? Because they're rusty. You scratch yourself on that, you're going to get tetanus. Let me do it. I'm immune.
Tetanus is supposed to be bad too. Like, yeah, if you look up the symptoms, it fucks you up. One of my brother's friends, his dad, was using a table saw and he cut off the last 2 fingers, dude, of his hand on the saw. Shit. Just went through like butter, dude. Guess he didn't have one of those saws that,
like the new fancy ones that stop.
Yeah, have you seen it where they try to test it on a hot dog and then it stops right on the hot dog, doesn't even cut it? It's gnarly.
Yeah, it scratches it.
Yeah, it barely scratches it, and it's like I don't know where I think there's some kind of.
So what it does is it uses capacitive sense. So just like your phone uses capacitive touchscreen.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's got like little copper like wiring in there, so it can pinpoint your touch based on the natural electricity comes off your hand.
But how does it do with the hot dog then?
Because the hot dog is meat. And that has natural electricity.
It has like a negative charge or something? No,
it naturally flows through when you're touching the hot dog.
Oh, okay.
So you could do it too with like a ketchup packet. That's why stylists work, because they have if you ever take the rubber part off, it's like a little piece of metal paint that allows it to touch it. And the little rubber part's just so you don't scratch your screen.
You're not scratching it while you use it. It's interesting. Yeah, so he didn't have this technology.
Yeah, on older phones, you could like put the phone into the light and just look at the screen, and you can see where the lines for the capacitive touch would be.
Oh, interesting. Well, now it's like all over the screen.
Now it's so pinpoint that you can't see. Like, grab your phone there. You probably can't see it at all.
Oh, I don't see anything. It's just dark.
But you might be able to see a little bit of. You would see a grid. Like, it's a very thin, small grid in there. But the screens now, they're like natively black. So it kind of hides it all. Yeah. And they use it so small you can't really see them anymore. But before, you used to be able to see them. Now it's like impossible.
Yeah, it just looks black.
Oh, yeah. And you got a screen protector on? No?
Nothing, dude.
You got
no case.
Natural little scratches there for sure, though. Yeah. Oh, no, wait. You can see it. You can see it. Yeah, you know what it is? It's like grease.
You need to clean off some of that.
Yeah. In my backpack right here. Okay. Dude, I'm so high still.
So it's all the sensors that are looking for the touch.
Yeah. So they have those same sensors in the saws. And so when that saw blade gets hit with that capacitive touch, like it feels it.
It throws like a lockdown on the blade.
Yes.
I've seen the bottom of it.
It pulls the blade down.
Yeah.
And it breaks at the same time.
Yeah.
Like it's a stopper, braking system. You have a lot of scratches, but if you look very close with the light shining on it, you can kind of see where it is. Yeah. So that's how they get them to stop on the saws. The metal blade of the saw is able to react and fuse in with the sensor. Like it's just finding electrical pulses from the natural electricity that comes from your fingers.
Yeah.
Is the most simplistic way of describing how it works.
Yeah, dude. It's fucking gnarly, dude. What are we at right now?
58.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. Yeah. Well, we can talk about a little bit about basketball, dude.
All right. Let's have the sports minute.
Yeah, we'll do a little sports minute.
Sports minute.
Well, you got a button over there, dude, don't you?
I think so.
You're over here trying to make the noise. And there you go. Sports minute. This is brought to you by Sports Minute. So the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, I've heard about some movements.
Yeah, what do you hear? Let me hear from you because
some people are eyeing the team to come here.
Okay, I like this.
That's it. I don't know anything detailed.
We made a trade for Bradley Beal. We traded Chris Paul, and some people might say it was kind of one-sided, but I say it was a fucking hell of a deal. One-sided in the favor of the Suns. We got a 28-year-old point guard, shooting guard, young, fresh, 3-time All-Star. He's played his whole career with the Washington Wizards, and we traded Chris Paul. And I think that was it. I don't think we gave him another player and some draft picks. Not a lot though. It was a pretty good deal for us. And it ended up being a pretty good deal for Wizards because they ended up trading Chris Paul. After they got him for like a day, they traded him to Golden State Warriors for Jordan Poole, who was also young.
Poor Chris Paul.
I don't think he wanted to be with the Wizards, so it was kind of a mutual kind of thing. They flipped him though, and got a young player like Jordan Poole.
You know what though? If I had to pick any city to be like stationed at, I think being up there in Northern California would be good.
Yeah, he wanted to be with Golden State for sure. Yeah, he didn't want to be in DC.
That's a fun.
This is not Washington State. It is Washington D.C. So, yeah, he would have been in D.C. playing for the Wizards, which they're not really going to be. I mean, they might be nice now that they got Jordan Poole and some other players. They got a good that Kyle Kuzma.
I can't even remember hearing about this team ever.
Exactly. And most people have never even seen Bradley Beal play because he's been with Washington this whole time. So, yeah, that's how much off the radar the Wizards have been as far as the mainstream. So, yeah, people are going to see how good he is soon because the Suns have a lot of nationally televised games and they play on Christmas now. And, you know, they're a prime time team. We have Kevin Durant, we have Booker, you know, we have Aiden, we have all these guys that are, you know, good players. We picked up a lot of names that not anyone's going to know if I say their name, who they are, but they're decent players. I mean, the last notable one that anybody might know is Eric Gordon. We got him. But just with the 4 players, Aiden, Booker, Durant, and Beal, just those 4 players puts us over the cap limit, which is crazy. That's not what normally teams do. You're supposed to build a team and have good players and upcoming players and mid players. You're supposed to have a mixture of contracts, and that fills out your whole roster, and then you have a cap. This is what the NBA says you're allowed to spend on players. You in the NBA, you can go over the cap. You just have to pay a luxury tax. They kind of changed that now, and I don't want to get into details. There's like Umbrella 1, Umbrella 2, and all this other technical bullshit now. But for the most part, you can go over your limit. Okay. But you have to pay extra now. Not only do you have to pay those contracts that you signed up for, but you have to pay a luxury tax on each of those contracts to go over. But yeah, so we have 4 players that put us over the limit.
Oh, shit.
and you have a 16-man roster.
Damn.
So, yeah, that's what our fucking team is right now. We're so top heavy. This is not normal. You're not supposed to have that many good players on your team because they cost a lot. This is the whole point of having a cap, is that people don't do this, but we do have. So, I mean, naturally, we're already up there. So even if you don't know any of these players' names, just knowing that information will let you know that we're spending a lot, and it's basically win a championship or it's a fail. It's a failed concept. So yeah, we've been able to pick up some decent players. We kept some of the players we had, Josh Okogie, and we re-signed Damian Lee. He was a former Golden State Warrior player, and we still have Cam Payne. We still have him on the team.
His name is Cameron
Payne.
Cam Payne.
Yeah, campaign. Yeah. Yeah, bring the pain.
That's cool.
It's Cameron, but yeah, everyone calls him campaign.
Campaign.
He's campaign. Bringing the pain. So we got some players that we kept from last year, but we let go of some guys, Jake Landell and Bismack, Biombo. I don't think we re-signed them either. And then just players that we traded away. So it's a really new team. This is a different team than we've had in years.
But we also have a different coach, right?
Different coach,
we just
too.
recently get a different coach?
We let go, or they fired Monty Williams, who almost immediately got another job because he's that good. He turned the team. The Suns they had 16 wins, a 16-win season when he took over. And he turned them around to number one in the West. Damn. So, yeah, he's great with young players. What his problem or what his issues ended up being was with some veteran players, some older players. He had some issues with Jay Crowder. Aiden's not a veteran, but he had some issues with him too, and they weren't getting along.
So he had issues with the players, and so the owner, the team was just like,
it's time to make a move.
We're not going to get rid of the player.
That happens a lot in the NBA. They will pick the player over the coach. So the coach will get fired first before the player because it's so hard to find talent sometimes. At least elite talent. And when it comes to elite talent will always win over coaching. So there's plenty of good coaches out there. And then some guys just need a different voice. They've been listening to the same voice and they get rubbed the wrong way. And these guys are, millionaires, multimillionaires. They got money in the fucking bank. Then some of them don't want to listen, so it's tough. It's definitely a thankless job being a coach. The guy that we have now, Frank Vogel, he won a championship with the Lakers.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's right.
And the next year he didn't, they made the playoffs? Or did they not make the playoffs? I can't remember. But either way, they didn't get anywhere close to the finals. In the next year after they won the championship, and they fired him. So he had one bad year, and they fired him.
Damn.
So yeah, these coaches don't get much time. Even if they win a championship, they still might get fucking fired in a year or two. It happened with the Milwaukee Bucks coach too. He won a championship, hasn't been to the finals in the last 2 years. Fired him.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's how quick these coaches can get flipped.
I guess that makes sense, though.
It's a tough job, man. These coaches, they have short leashes. They have to win. If you almost build your own expectations. So if you have a good year, you need to have a better year in the next year. And then you need to have a better year the next year after that. Like you have to keep building. So it's almost like better if you're not good right away. Because if you're really good right away and then you go back and regress and have a worse season the next year, you're going to fucking get fired. The regression is not in the equation. If you're taking small steps and you keep you didn't make it to the playoffs, but you had a pretty good record, and then the next year, we made it to the last seed, and then the next year, we went to the, you have to keep progressing as a coach. Whenever that progression stops or it looks like it's failing, or in the Milwaukee's case, they made the playoffs and they were the number 1 seed and they lost to the number 8 seed, which should never happen. The number 1 seed should never lose to number 8. You're supposed to be way better than them. And they lost, and that got the coach fired, basically. Mm-hmm. So he didn't have a bad year. He didn't have a bad season. The season was actually pretty good, but it was the expectations. The expectations was if he has a number 1 seeded team, he should be in the finals, or he should be pretty close. Like there's got to be some if your star player got injured or something, if there's a acceptable reason, then they'll be okay with that. But if you have all your players and you don't make it, you're out. You're fucking gone. So the Suns were looking at that coach too, but we ended up with getting a Frank Vogel, who's been a good coach. He's been with the Indiana Pacers before too. He had a young team. They did pretty good. They went to playoffs. So I'm hoping that.
Do you think the coaches make more than the players?
Some of the players, yeah, not all of them. Like they won't make more than Booker, or Aiden, but they make a decent salary. Monty Williams got paid. He got one of the highest salaries to be a coach, because there's some NBA players only making $1 million or $2 million a year.
Right, that's right. We did look it up once, huh?
Yeah, we went through the whole fucking salary. That was fun.
That was crazy.
And I was getting them right.
You were so right on that. Like, damn, I didn't even know that you could. How do you know all that? How do you retain that information and see that?
I don't know.
It's fucking metal, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of information in my fucking head, that's for sure. But I play 2K. I know the players. I know who. I don't know everybody's ranking, but I know how good they are and where they probably would be ranked. And that's kind of where we were going. You're like, does he get paid more than him? Or him? You were doing that, and I remember getting it right every time, because I just know who's better on the team and how they would be ranked. So it's not any different than like for you, it'd be equivalent would be like on a play. On an acting sheet, right? Your first lead, second lead, like you have the guys at the top, and then you incrementally go down from there, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, so it would be similar to like that in that ranking. You have the main guys, you have the guys that carry the fucking show. Those are the prime time fucking guys, right? That's Kevin Durant, that's Booker. So like, and it would be like equivalent of having like 4 leads is what the Suns have. We have 4 fucking leads on one team, which is for a movie, that's not normal. You shouldn't have that many, But if you did,
does that work though? Because didn't the Lakers try that at one point too?
There's been multiple teams
like that. Because I remember that there was a lot of like guys who took like huge paychecks. They were like all-star players who just wanted a championship, so they went to go join the Lakers. Lakers, they would take huge cuts to go.
The Lakers kind of did it. They're still doing it with LeBron and Aiden. I mean, not Aiden. AD, Anthony Davis. So and they have other good guys too around them. LeBron did it also with Miami. He had Dwayne Wade and he had Chris Bosh, so 3 top players, and then Boston Celtics did it with Paul Pierce and Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett. And then Brooklyn tried to do it with James Harden and Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was also part of the Warriors. Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, and Curry. So they were all together too. So this has been a thing. Super teams, this has been a thing for a while now. Not everybody tries to do it. Doesn't always work. Brooklyn can tell you they didn't get any championships out of it. But they paid a lot of fucking money for these players. So you can try it. It might work. Or it might fail. It's high risk, high reward, kind of situation. They're looking for a championship. And we have a new owner now who is ready to spend the fucking money to get whoever he wants or whoever he thinks will be. I mean, to get Bradley Beal, that was a pretty fucking crazy move, dude. Like, I knew they had been talking about it. I knew that had been a possibility, but for them to actually pull the trigger and do it, it's not normal for the Suns. I've been watching the Suns for a long time, and they don't normally do this. This is not the way that they usually run the organization. They don't try and get top fucking, even if we have a superstar on the team, we might have a second guy that's pretty good, but rarely have we gotten a third guy, let alone have 4 fucking players that are at their highest level like this. I mean, some could argue it's probably just 3, and Aiden is kind of, he shows flashes of being up there, but his salary is definitely being paid a lot. He's just under Booker. He's at like $32 million a year. Booker's at 36. And then Kevin Garnett and Bradley Beal are even more. I think they're in the 40s, which is crazy. A year. $40 million a year. What would you do with $40 million in 1 year? Would you need another check after that? Wouldn't that just be enough?
No, yeah, that would be enough.
I would take that.
I would retire.
Isn't it crazy how this like lottery's been up to like $1 billion, 900 million? Like, what the fuck is going on with that? Do you need that much money? Can't we just have multiple like $50 million winners?
I mean, you're gonna get half of it after taxes.
Yeah, but half of it is a lot.
Half of it's still a fucking lot. Yeah,
500 million or whatever, 600 million or something like that. I think that was what they were calculating or something. If you took the lump sum, it's a lot of money.
That's how you start generational wealth and just start investing the money and let money make money.
Yeah. Is that what you would do? Or are you be on a fucking boat somewhere?
No, I do both.
What was the first thing you would buy? The money's in your account. You already talked to your lawyers and whatever, and you got all this shit cleared. But I'm saying, like, other than like investments and like paying cars off and shit, like, what would you like buy? What would be like a cool thing that you would buy?
Okay, let me think.
Yeah, don't think about investments or anything or like paying shit off. Like, just something cool.
I think I'd buy computers.
You think you just buy some, dude? Wouldn't you wire this fucking house with speakers everywhere, dude? That's what I would do.
No, I don't need that.
I would have a whole fucking sound system. I'd have basses in the wall. I don't know, dude. I would go crazy.
Because I'm not going to invest in this house. I think we wouldn't sell this house right away or anything. But I think I would rent it.
Well, let's just say you're keeping this and you plan on living here because you're like, I'm going to pay it off.
But I think we would move.
Yeah. Eventually you would move. But let's just say you're staying here. Would you put like fucking TVs in every wall?
If I was staying here, no, for sure.
You wouldn't do something crazy like that? I would fucking put a TV everywhere. I would put the best TVs everywhere.
So then you know what? I think it would be the big purchase that we'd make right away. Crystal wanted that new Volkswagen.
Oh, you buy a car?
The Buzz. The ID Buzz.
The electric car?
It's like a bus. It's like a classic Volkswagen bus.
But it's electric?
They made it electric, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they call it the Buzz.
I always liked those things, but dude, have you heard like the horsepower on those, dude? Like it has like 5 horsepower or something like that, dude. It's like barely has
the buses.
The old Volkswagen Beetles or buses. Yeah. Things like it has nothing. Like I don't even know how they move. Like
fucking lawnmower engine, bro. What do you want?
Go kart. And it's in the
people were living in them, man.
Yeah, the bands would fucking travel around and
Scooby Doo, man.
In the mystery van,
mystery wagon.
that wasn't a Volkswagen.
Might as well have been.
That was like the old full size vans. You remember those old school ones, dude? I remember my parents almost bought one, dude. We test drove one, and that was in the back seat of that motherfucker, dude. Test driving it, and we hit a bump, and I fucking flew into the ceiling, dude, like an old school bus, dude. Like
we used to have one of those station wagons with the wood panels.
Yeah, the old school ones.
Yeah. I remember when we sold it and we got a van.
Yeah.
Like a Dodge Caravan.
But everything is mini now. Everything's a minivan, you know? They don't have the full size.
This Buzz it's a fucking 3-row vehicle.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like you could take the back of it out and like put a fucking bed in there just so you can go camping in it like in the olden days. Yeah. And we thought about that like shit. If we had money, we bought that and we go camping with the dogs or take the dogs on a trip, like they can have that whole back there.
Yeah, so there you go. You'd buy a whole camping fucking package, dude.
Yeah.
Is it 4-wheel drive? Yeah, it's got to be 4-wheel, right? All the electric cars are 4-wheel, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, because they can operate independently from each other. They're not an axle, right?
They're just on the motors.
Yeah, so they can have independent. Yeah, so they're all 4-wheel drive. That's just cool. But yeah, dude, you could trick it out, put a rack on top and like fucking everything, dude. Have a built. They should have like a built-in camping fucking tent that you could pop up or something.
They awesome. Do, I think. I think they have some like
I've seen them attached to trucks. Have you seen those?
That you can get?
Have you seen those that come out of the truck bed?
Oh yeah.
And you make like multiple rooms and shit. Yeah, I've been seeing those. Those are pretty tight. Because then you have because a lot of trucks in the back they have like connectors for power and shit. So I know the F-150 and shit, you can power your house with it and then the electric truck. So yeah, if the Volkswagen probably has a fucking plug in the back, dude, you could run a cord to it and multi-outlet and fucking run off of that.
Right.
And they're supposed to be getting faster at charging too.
Toyota, I don't know if this is going to be true or not, but they said they had a breakthrough in battery technology recently. So they claim that they can have like a huge capacity battery and can charge in like minutes completely.
Huh.
And can last like 700 miles.
That's good. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a huge battery.
Yeah. And it's lighter and smaller.
That's the thing about this.
Like they claim that it's a breakthrough. And usually like you hear about these battery companies or something, and it's one thing to have a breakthrough in the technology, but it's another thing to bring it to production. They think that they can bring their breakthrough product to production by 2027, I think.
Wow. They have a factory they're building here in Arizona too, battery factory. They've got some chip companies. They got all kinds of shit coming here to build factories. So might be able to fucking get one of those early ones, man. Be like, yeah, man. People have been seeing the Cybertrucks, like on fucking flatbeds and stuff like that.
I don't know if I'm still interested in that.
I would, dude. I want fucking neon lights under it, and I want to be cyberpunk.
It just doesn't seem practical to me.
It seems fucking awesome. I want to be in the future, dude. I want to drive in the future.
I don't think I want my car to look like that.
I want my car to look like it's from the future, dude. I want to pick up fucking lumber in it.
I think the Rivian looked different enough.
It looks pretty cool. And it's supposedly supposed to be pretty durable, right?
I've been in one.
Yeah?
Yeah, my boss has one. Yeah, it was cool. He showed me all this stuff. You know, I do think it's kind of dumb, like, for the, like, you have to control the blades of the air conditioner through the touchscreen.
Yeah.
Like, you got to use your finger to draw pretty much how you want the air to move to your face and stuff.
It's so stupid, dude.
Yeah, just let me adjust it myself. Like I could feel it, and I feel like that would take less time and energy to have this small little plastic moving piece.
That's what they were saying about the Teslas, how they changed the blinker and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, and they made like the horn a button that you have to push and shit instead of like you just push the center of the fucking, like they changed things that didn't need to be changed.
It's those companies that do it like that. Like they don't do that when these other car manufacturers are making their electric vehicles, like the ones that are not supposed to be boutiques that they really want mass people to buy, like Hyundai or Kia or even Ford didn't go crazy with that stuff as much.
It's changing things for the sake of changing it, not to make it better. Because technology.
No, because now it's a fucking feature too. It's like, hey, you know, $15 extra a month, and we can let you move your AC vents.
Yeah, and then you're on the screen trying to find the fucking controls instead of just the button has always been in the center, you know, to air, down, up, you know, a knob.
So when I see the new like electric vehicles from the smaller manufacturer, well, not smaller, but the more mainstream ones, like let's say Kia, Hyundai, Toyota, like I want to see those. That's what I'm waiting for. I want more product coming from those type of manufacturers.
GMC has
from GM. Yeah, GM's coming out with stuff, and
they have their electric truck.
Ford has started, you know, with their Lightning. Like their truck's fucking awesome. They had more people purchase that truck than more people who had not previously owned trucks purchased that truck than any other truck.
I always wanted the Ford Lightning, dude. Remember the old school
sick.
Ford Lightning, dude, with the flare and shit in the back, and it was supposed to be like, you don't remember the Ford? It's so funny that's the truck that they're using for the electric, because they had a Ford Lightning. And now it's perfect. Perfect goes with the fucking electric thing.
I mean, technically, it's still an F-150.
But that's what it was. It was a Ford
F-150 Lightning?
Yeah, okay. And it had lightning on the side, and it fucking looked like thunderbolts and shit coming out of the name. Yeah, and it was supposed to be the faster one, the more powerful one.
Well, I guess this one is, though.
Yeah, which is awesome that they had the fucking name already made for it, because it's all electric. So
funny.
Yeah, funny how that shit works out sometimes. But I think we're good, man. I think we fucking hit it.
Oh yeah, man. We're for 1 minute, 1 hour and 24 minutes.
Yeah.
Still high. Like, it's all good.
We fucking did it, dude. We're
all
back.
Right. Well, this has been Digital Cortex. My name's Steven. That's RandomStylez. And hope you all had just a terrific time.
Later.